What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and that was a gut-wrenching performance. It was just depressing, man. We've had a lot of questionable performances this season, and it sucked. And we all know that. This has not been a good season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But this was a game that mattered more than arguably any other one, knowing the fact that you could go from a 1-point gap to a 7, with 7 games to go. And I honestly, I don't even know how to start these 5 takeaways, because the game wasn't that bad looking at some of the players, some of the plays, but it's just little mental mistakes. It's not having proper structure. It's not taking your chances. It's doing just pure mindless and useless passes. And I don't know, and it bit us in the ass, and we lost the game. The draw would have at least gave us a relatively okay chance with 7 games to go. There's 21 points up for grabs, as you guys like pointing out. But we are 7 points behind, and like I said, even if we had a nice miracle and got up to a same level of points at the end of the season at Frankfurt, they have us now in head-to-head, which is just disgustingly upsetting. And I don't know, I'm trying to stay positive for you guys, but it's telling me that we're going to be playing Europa League football next season, and that changes everything. Absolutely everything with this club going forward. And yeah, I mean, I came here for 5 takeaways, and it's going to be community, because I just can't even think off the top of my head how to get started here. So I will just start going through your guys' takeaways. And yeah, we can put takeaway number 1 is our stars. And Royce and Holland, unfortunately, today kind of fit into that category of 2 fantastic players who were very quiet on the day. Holland, I don't know if it's the poor international break he had, probably the media, that his dad and his agent decided to start sprinkling over all social media, shopping him around. Maybe it has some effect on a 20-year-old kid. I don't know, but he was very quiet, and I don't completely blame Holland, because the distribution to him was atrocious. So many balls up in the air constantly. There was a one aerial presence, and Holland is excellent at it. There's been a lot of times he fought off defenders, brought it down, set up plays, but the distribution today just wasn't very good, man. It absolutely was not. But Holland had chances, and he didn't take them. So I don't know how you guys want to look at it. If you want to blame Mino Ronaldo, if you want to blame his dad, if you want to blame the player himself for not being on form, his attitude, I don't know. Or if you want to just blame his bad luck. Good saves by Trapp. But that when Holland doesn't score, you see how reliant we are on him. He's got 21 goals this season. The next highest is Sancho, who's not playing, with 6. Arguably our next best goal scorer after that is Hummels, who scored today, who did have, by the way, a pretty good game. So, and the other one was Royce, man. Royce, someone told me, hasn't scored since December. Our man needs to figure it out up in front of goal. He does bring a lot extra to the game. He had a very quiet game today as well. And games like this, when you have your skipper, your leader, your main man, and Royce, my guy, as well as your top goal scorer, Holland, quiet, it's going to lead to these kind of performances. So that's definitely number 1. And yeah, and Riley had a nice little point there, which I'm going to just include into the first takeaway, because, you know, we're going to probably be here for a little bit of time discussing this. But he said not scoring as many chances and not shooting. And yes, in some of the decision-making, it kind of sucked. Like I said, Holland had 2 glorious opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. Could have easily took one of them, and maybe if he didn't have those thoughts in his head that his dad and his agent starting to point out, maybe he would have. I don't know. I'm not blaming it completely on that. But Dahoud had a couple opportunities where he could have shot it, which he's an excellent shooter. He's an excellent hitter of the ball. I don't know why he didn't. He was going for that extra pass. And then he did have an opportunity as well. I mean, we could have easily won this game. But at the same time, Frankfurt got unlucky calls against them as well. So the game honestly could have went either way, but if those kind of right decisions in the right areas actually happened, this game could have been ours. Nick says we're actually pooping shots second half and outside of the box, dreadfully on target. Without Holland, we're mid-table. Oh, guys, I mean, there's nothing I can say that's going to make it feel better. Champions League means everything. If we don't get Champions League football, during a pandemic, it kills the finances, and it could lead to players like Sancho and Holland leaving the club. However, a silver lining is maybe it's time for a reboot. There's been some underperforming Dortmund teams over the past few seasons. Maybe having a complete blow-up of this team, starting to ship people out, start from scratch. We're not going to be title challengers, clearly, but guess what? We have these players now. We're not title challengers this season. So, in hindsight, if you want to look at a complete rebuild, it could be something that maybe is worth having to go through. And if you get Europa League football, you don't have a choice. You have to go through a rebuild. But that's nor here or there. We're going to figure out how that's going to play once the season is over. It's frustrating, man. It's absolutely frustrating. Well, our only chance of top 4 is Frankfurt going 3rd and Wolfsburg going down. I mean, Wolfsburg faces Frankfurt and Bayern. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's completely over, man. This is football. Anything can happen. But a 7-point gap right now in the way that we're performing and playing is making it quite painful. I'm honestly sick and tired of hearing that if we don't finish top 4, Haaland and Sancho will leave. Get rid of them. We have players willing to play Europa League and rebuild the squad. Well, kind of, yeah, with the point I'm saying. And I should never put Sancho in that category because I think Sancho has been an absolute professional, man. He has been sensational and not pushing for moves and doing everything right in the media. Sancho might stay. 100 million if we get for Haaland, for example, could be enough for Sancho to stay. I'm not saying Sancho is going to leave. And he's been an absolute beauty when it comes through this entire situation. I give him the utmost respect. Haaland has more personality. I mean, saying that he wakes up to Champions League football, and I mean, he's doing fantastic with 10 goals in the Champions League, and then his dad pulling the stunt that they did. Yeah, so I mean, I shouldn't put that in the category because Sancho has been a fantastic player that way, and maybe he will be here next season. But Europa League football means blowing up this team. It does. It really does. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't even know what takeaway 2 is going to be. But losing at home to Frankfurt is a killer as well, man. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to bring up my negative one here. Here we go. And I'm sorry, but Nico Schultz, man, is not good enough. And I was a little hard on him in the game, and I don't ever want to disrespect. I say, if you wear the black and yellow, you are in my heart no matter what. But when it comes to performances like Nico Schultz's today, you can see some of the reasons why fans don't get behind him. The own goal, excellent finish, wrong end, and the placement, the passing, the mistakes. I don't know how many times he would just step on the ball and lose it, and it was just an awful game from him. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with me, and I'm not trying to put any hate to him. It just, this is this game specific 5 takeaways, and Nico Schultz had a huge reason why we lost the game. So there's just, it's as easy as it is. And yeah, looking at a left back position, it might be one that we need to address. We need to probably figure out what Guerrero's doing, because tell you what, I love our boy, and he's going to be here next season no matter what. But maybe we start looking to adapt him up into the midfield and use him in left back when we need to, and actually buy a defensive, sturdy left back. But like I said, I don't think with the way that this squad's going, we're going to be addressing the right back or left back positions. But either way, my second takeaway today is simple mistakes, and Hazard can fall in that category as well. He didn't have the best of game. He had a better game than Schultz did, but individual performances was a big part of why the game went the way it did. And yeah, and I like this one from here. It was Wade as well, and that can be our third takeaway. The midfield was way too open, and it was a very interesting way to see the way that the midfield was going to go. I thought it looked a little bit different with Guerrero in there, because he was kind of having a free range to do whatever he kind of wanted to. But a team like Frankfurt will counterattack. That's exactly how they're built. 3-4-1-2, and if the wingbacks get the opportunity to run up the pitch, they're going to do it every single time, and that's what happened late in the game. And I was saying it on stream. I said I've seen it too many times this season where we're in a draw, and we're Borussia Dortmund. So the team figures out that, hey, it's probably a good chance to go up now. It's the last 10 minutes of the game. A 1-1 scoreline kind of hurts us, so we need to get that 2-1 victory. And that's what we're thinking today. Let's bring the gap to 1 point. Nothing wrong with it. It's a chess match, though. We put too many bodies up forward, turned over the ball, and it took one counterattack late in the game, and they put the ball in the back of the net. So I don't know, man. It's a good point. It's a chess match. The midfield didn't do a great job there giving away the ball, and it turned into, unfortunately, a loss for us in what was the most important game, man. Takeaway: Terzic changes were weird. I guess he was saving his players for Man City. I didn't mind the substitutions, to be honest. I thought they were strategic. I didn't think Hazard having a good game. I liked the change for Knopf. Unfortunately, Knopf didn't come in and do much of anything. I liked bringing Dahoud on. I thought Dahoud was a big impact, but arguably, I guess you could have said with Terzic, and I'm not making this a takeaway, but he could have maybe went with Guerrero as a left back and not put Schultz on, and then had Dahoud in the midfield and played our 4-3-2-1. That's probably what he should have done in hindsight. And it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Hey, man, like you said, this club needs a rebuild, and I think that we'll see it next season. New coach, new players coming in. Hopefully, the fans will be back in the stadium. Let's move forward. It's a way to do it, but I'm trying not to take away any accountability from the players and what the fans want. I want top 4. I clearly want top 4. I want to bring the best players to this club. I want to keep our best players. I want to do everything that is positive for this club Champions League football is positive for this club. But maybe it's time for a slap in the face that if we can't do it, get top 4 with the club we have and the squad we have right now, maybe it's time to start looking at shifting players out, move parts around, and start trying to turn this team around. And it will have a new manager, and it will have new players, and this will be a different looking team if we don't get the Europa League. But fighting for a title, which we probably, I don't know how it'll be next season, but Europa League doesn't really help when fighting for a title given the schedule. But I don't know, man. Foster says next season will be tough. We'll probably lose Sancho and Holland. Financially will be tough. But that is another thing, guys. Financially, it could be tough, but if we sell Sancho and Holland, man, that's a lot of money to bring into the club. So I wouldn't be, overly concerned about our finances. It's just losing some of the star players we have would suck, and missing out on Champions League money, missing out on advertisement, because you want clubs that are in the Champions League. It hurts the Bundesliga not having us in. I don't know. What is your favorite player? My favorite player is Royce. How is Guerrero out? Don't know what you mean, man. Defensively, they are communicating. Interesting stat. Frankfurt had 2 shots on target, one of their own goals, one of which was their goal. Josh Holland has only himself to blame for today. Needs to look at himself because he missed some great chances. He did. And like I said, man, did he miss these chances just due to bad luck, due to good goalkeeping, or due to the fact that his mind's elsewhere? I don't know, man. Only he will know. Only he will know. But, man, it's going to be wild. It's going to be absolutely wild if we end in the Europa League. And I feel like I'll be doing a transfer episode every single day in the summertime, man. Because there's going to be numerous amounts of players. There's going to be more players introduced. There's going to be more players linked away. I don't know, man. We need 2 other takeaways to do here. But you guys are putting some good comments in here. Josh, would you rather be below top 5 or qualify for Europa League at least? I would personally rather Europa League than nothing. Because A, we're not going to slip out of the UEFA Conference League. So we're going to be playing more football no matter what. I mean, yeah, I think the Europa League would be good for a rebuild. If we didn't get Champions League, we have a Europa League team. You can risk playing some younger players in some of these matches against some of the team. It's not all doom and gloom. One of my favorite seasons to watch was Tuchel's first year in charge here. During that Europa League spell we had a great season under Tuchel, had a fantastic little effort in the Europa League, which we should have won the Europa League. But again, all in all, it's a big loss. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Europa League football is a loss for this club. But like I said, the one silver lining is that it could really mean a strategic new rebuild. But I don't know, man. But yeah, okay, and I guess this will be my 4th takeaway. And I like John's point here. We need new wingers, entire new defense except for Hummels, new keeper, and a new team in the Europa League. And the team now is in the Europa League at best without Witzel, BBB's Heartless. So that is some good points. We do lack depth, and no disrespect to any of the players who ended this game, but it's kind of the same way we ended the Bayern game. We ended this game with an out-of-form Gio Reyna as our center attacking mid, a underperforming Renier on left wing, and then a young Ansgar Knopf as right wing with Holland up front. That's not good enough. It's not good enough to be able to nip a game against a team that is a top 4 team right now. So it's the same way we lost our game to Bayern. We had young players come on to end off the game. That was for different reasons. Did Terzic have something in mind that wanted to get rested for City? I don't know, but and again, no disrespect, man. All 3 of those players are good young players, but when you're against a top 4 fight, as one as intense as this Frankfurt game, and you have an out-of-form Gio with Renier, who doesn't have a ton of minutes, and then Ansgar, who is brand new to this squad, it doesn't really do a recipe for success. So depth is a big issue right now with the team, because I don't think maybe Terzic... I like Terzic early subs. I didn't like taking off Royce. It took something out. He wasn't having the best game, but I would prefer him in there. Just give him some leadership up front. Because you look at the age group of that. I think Gio is 20 now. Hansgar is 18. Renier is 20. Holland's 20. It's too young. Too young to see at this game. So you can look at that. Travis's subs were horrible, and that was going into that takeaway as well. And I liked the original subs, the first couple. I didn't like taking off Royce. Like I said, not having any type of vocal leadership up front was a bit of an issue. But there's a game at home and something that means so much to this club, knowing that if you win it, you fought your way back into a top 4 contender, and losing it, you almost screw yourself. I was expecting a better result, man, than a loss like this. It's ridiculous. Do a watch along for the Bayern and Leipzig game. I can't. I have Easter dinners and stuff to attend. Otherwise, I might have. I actually might have, but I don't know. You have George's channel who does watch alongs. If you want to tune in for there, it would have been a good one. But I don't know, man. Ansgar is 19, Gio's 18. Thank you, my man. So there you go. So I'm assuming I was right on the other two. Renier's 20, Gio's 18. Yeah, I don't know why I thought Gio was 20. Ansgar's 19 and Holland's 20. I mean, they're great young players. I mean, Holland doesn't really count in the 20 category, but the other three are too young to end out a game as intense as this one against a team you're fighting for top 4 of. That was a mistake by Terzic. The other subs earlier in the game I thought were the right ones. I liked them. I rated them. But, man, it's going to be wild. I don't know what this future is going to look like for this team now. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the transfers. And like I said, if we end up in Europa League, I feel like I'm going to be on here every other day talking about a transfer. And it's going to be all kinds. This team's going to be drastically different, man. It's just disappointing. But I have one more takeaway to do in our Community 5 takeaways here. So next takeaway I see that I like, I will do. The team makes me want to... I'm so upset, anyone. Yeah, Alex, I feel him, man. I don't like us in the UEFA Europa League. A lot of traveling, Thursday night football, very financial gains, risk of injury. There's no benefits really around it. I'm not lying. Foster puts in an excellent point. A lot of people don't realize, and I was trying to explain it to producer T, we'd be playing Thursday nights. So the recovery for a weekend match, we would be playing mostly Sundays, Mondays, probably the odd Saturday. The rebound time is very hard on the legs. And another great point that he mentioned is that a lot of the teams in the Europa League are spread out through Europe. So there will be a lot of travel. It is not a keen scenario. However, if we don't get Europa League and all kinds of things happen to the squad, it'll probably be a rebuild anyways. So it could be interesting for younger players to get the potential to play some Europa League matches. Fun fact was the last time we played in the Europa League, we didn't even top our group. We didn't take the group stage that seriously. Had some wild games, a lot of young players playing. We should have honestly won the whole thing. But anyways, yes, there's a lot of, not only the financial, but there's a lot of personnel issues, TV rights. There's all kinds of things that can really hurt being in the Europa League. So I don't want to sugarcoat that. That's why it's so detrimental to the club not getting Champions League. The money is a huge thing, but there are other reasons, and Foster there pointed out some great ones. Like I said, again, coming back to that one silver lining is that I think this team needs a kick in the ass, and we need to restart something. We need to start somewhere. And if we are able to turn it around and get in the Champions League football, we're laughing. Still need a bit of a repeat and a rehaul and a little bit of changes, but man, I don't know. I'm excited to get Marco Rose in here, man. I am. I really am. And I want to see some young players. I still think Maxence Lacroix will be a key signing. And again, don't think we're not going to have any money, guys. We're going to balance the books with some of the sales, but the amount of money we'll get from if we do sell Holland and Sancho will bring in a lot of money. In my opinion, Marco Rose is going to fail too. I'm a little bit more positive than that, my man. I'm feeling depressed today. I'm feeling very sad as well. One positive is that Rosa has given his wish list and he's prepping. Yeah, but is his wish list based on Champions League football? I don't know. We still have the Pokal to go for, guys. We can still leave for some silverware. It's not great, but I love the Pokal. You guys know that. I'm a huge fan of the competition, and I will be doing a watch-along for the final, for the semifinal. Hopefully, if we make it to the final. But it's pure disappointment, man. But there's a lot of players that we need to shift on out. And I'm going to probably do a video on it. But, I mean, Schultz, Meunier, even Brandt now, man. This team needs a rehaul of players that haven't never fit this team really since going in. Marco Rosa needs to get his list coming up. He needs the freedom to do what he wants. He needs to build this team. It may not be a title contending team. I don't even care. I want a team that can play some pretty football, that has proper tactics, that goes out there, knows what they're doing. And I know it sucks to say, you guys are going to be like, Josh, shut up, and I get it. But, I mean, if we're in the Europa League, we better win that damn competition. And I will be watching every game as intensely as I was watching a Champions League. Because it's our boys playing, it's a competition to win, and it'd be fun to see what's going to happen. But does it make me heartbroken that we might not get Champions League? Yes, it does. I'm saying if we win the Champions League, that's automatic qualification for next year. That's a good point. If we win the Champions League, we could finish dead last place and get relegated. We'd still be playing in the Champions League next season. Kind of the way Wigan Athletic, if you guys remember this, beat Manchester City in the FA Cup, got relegated, we're playing in the Championship and playing Europa League. Fun fact. If we don't have a chance of getting top 4, I'd only play the youth academy, honestly. I wouldn't, man. You gotta finish. I mean, every position means money, so you gotta finish as high as you possibly can. Are you excited for Marco Rosa, Josh? By the way, love your channel and hates being upset. Talking Barca, very kind viewer here. I am excited about Marco Rosa. I think he's a manager who's a proper manager, and I think Terzic is going to be a proper manager one day. He's very young. He's got a lot wrong. He's got a lot right. I think he's got time to grow. I think arguably he should take over a club like Cologne, who's looking at him. I think he can grow as a manager, but we need someone who knows what they're doing, coming in with their structure, and I am excited for Marco Rosa coming in that situation. And I'm not saying that he's going to completely turn this team into a title-winning team, but I'm excited to see him come in. But it's going to be weird, man. The club needs to have a complete overhaul. Many poor players, Holland, Sancho, Deadwood needs to be moved to fund this. I agree. The challenge is shifting some of that dead weight, getting players out who are on big wages, who don't have a really place here, and that players are going to want to get them, man. But I don't know. I got one more takeaway I got to do here. Feel like you could tell in this game by the body language they weren't believing something may be going on behind the scenes. Could be. The body language towards the end of the game, I do agree with. It was kind of awkward. I don't know, man. I don't know. Jerry, got a final takeaway? Give it to you.
I thought Sham looked really good. Guerrero looked good. Obviously, Schultz didn't look good. A lot of very bad passes.
We were sloppy from times.
A lot of missed opportunities. A couple times.
I'll end on a positive note from Producer T. I thought Guerrero had a good match. And depending what our future looks like, if we're able to get in another left back, maybe Guerrero does go up. Because I thought he looked exceptional today. I thought he looked so good in the midfield. It did at times, he kind of lost positioning, which did sometimes hurt our midfield, which then hurt the defenders. But Guerrero is a fantastic, loyal player to this squad, man. I absolutely love him, and he shows how good he is. And going forward, maybe he'll be a fantastic player playing as a left attacking mid, center mid, or maybe he just reverts back to an unbelievable left back. But he's giving us options. It's a positive thing. But yes, an overhaul is needed, and I'm going to have to do a video on it, man, because there's a lot of players I want to see get shifted out. And I've been very skeptical of whether to make this video because I have my opinions, which vary against other people's opinions. But maybe that's one of the next episodes we do, is players I think that we need to shift out. And I mean, I don't want to ruin the video, but Berkey, Schultz, Meunier, Brandt come to mind for me. And we'll have to go from there, guys. So extend Dude's contract is the other thing that we need to do. Alrighty, Producer T and Josh, I'm going to go cry myself and eat until Easter dinner. Me too, my man. But alright, guys, that is the takeaways. So before we get out, we do have a sponsor on the channel for those of you guys who did not know, and I'm not as good of a mood reading it this time, but Manscaped. For shaving your family jewels, around the shaftal area. They're here to sponsor the channel. They took one good look at my face and were like, you need to shave. Got bush. So yes, guys, big shout out to Manscaped for supporting the channel, giving us a little love here. If you guys want to get 20% off and free shipping, use the code JJDTV at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. Free at shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code JJDTV. It's time to shave those balls, eh? And you can see we pinned it in the link, 20% for you hairy guys out there. I guess after this, I'll be going to shave the area of questioning. But yeah, that's fun. Thank you, Manscaped. Big shout out to you guys for supporting the channel, being sponsors here. And yeah, honestly, it's a shitty day. It's a shitty day. There's a lot of questions to be asked about this club. A lot of questions we'll be doing going forward. Happy Easter to all my friends who celebrate that. And we will be doing a video probably about the squad, man, and what it's going to mean for Europa League football next year. So thank you guys so much for supporting us through the watch along and through the 5 takeaways. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I know it's going to be a bummed out weekend, but we rally on Tuesday for City. Yeah, of course there's going to be a City watch along. Absolutely, there will be. We'll be doing a collaboration with a Steam company, which I'm excited to. He's a Manchester City YouTuber, so that should be pretty fun to see what kind of stuff we come up for. That'll probably be on Monday, followed by the watch along here on Tuesday. And then I have a fun transfers episode that we'll probably do. It's a tier list as well as our Europa League squad looking thing, guys. So thank you guys again so much. Appreciate it. Drop a like on the way out. If you guys want to support us and you have hairy nuts, please get some Manscaped and trim that stuff up for your lady friends out there. So thank you guys so much. Subscribe on the way out, please. Like, help me out. And yeah, we love you guys. Take care and we'll see you soon.